Okay, now I am live. Woohoo! See if I actually get this working right. I want this on Do Not Disturb. Drive everybody crazy. Go here. Go here. Please and thank you. Hello, welcome in. Alright, I think. Hey! How are you doing, Melissa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I almost flipped the hangman upside down thinking it already was. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Good. I'm glad you're doing better. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Woohoo! Ugh. It's supposed to be like 85, 90 here. That's a good way to go. A lot of times, one of the best things to do is let go, especially things that you don't actually have control over. You just kind of let it go and let God, universe, however one wants to look at, let them take over. Let them have it. Be like, you know what? I'm going to trust my spirit team to handle what I can't. And I'm going to trust my instincts and myself to make the decisions over the things I can control and to go with what I need to do. That makes sense to me. That's usually what helps out the most. Really, it really does. It's odd to say that, but when you focus on the good and working on the things you can do, and you're doing those things and you're healing yourself and you're doing that, the other stuff falls away. Like the other bad just kind of falls away. It doesn't want to hang out with you anymore. It goes away, and what you need to see comes to light, and you're able to make the appropriate choices that you can, but what isn't yours just kind of falls away. Yes, I know. It doesn't really. I'm good. I am. Due to the way I was raised, I tend to choke on the word God quite often. So that's why I'm always like spirit, universe, however you want. But it's for my own self, not so much for everybody else. God works, if that's how one wants to call it. Hey, Ashwini! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Ooh, that is upside down. Emperor is upside down. Interesting. 30, 31. And I almost ignored it. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Hey, Ashwini! I am doing pretty good, actually. How are you, Ashwini? Sorry. Ah! My God. It's going to be interesting. Hello, H. See? I need to do some house cleaning myself, Ashwini. Major props to you. I give you all of the props. That should be celebrated when you do that. It's not my favorite thing to do. The sad part is like I can sit here and say that I know it really does help, and if you can mentally make it so you realize the importance of it and find the importance in doing it and make it working and doing it, like, your life goes better. But if you look at my house, you go, yeah, you can say that, but clearly you don't know it. Yes, we are INFP for sure. What is my favorite thing to do? I enjoy doing this. I like reading. I like sitting quietly and listening to the animals and watching the birds and the flowers. There's lots of things I like to do. Until our surroundings are starting to, like, drown us. And then we're like, oh crap, we need to deal with these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Yes, you can, Melissa. I need to water my flowers. Some of them are looking sad out there. Oh, Melissa. Dishes. I hate dishes more than laundry, to be honest. And when I am able to keep up, like, if I have a day that I can just be like, okay, I am doing laundry and only laundry today, I don't have a hard time with it. Because I'll, like, put on a TV series or a movie or something and I'll do laundry. Like, I'll set out things I'm going to watch, get a load started, get a load in the dryer, and then from the time that I get to take a load out, it's like I fold the load while I'm watching something, and I go about doing things like that. So laundry itself isn't as bad. I've learned to not have a problem with it. But there was a period in time where when my kids were littler and I wasn't able to do that, that laundry for me was like the world's never-ending story, and I hated it. And I was like, can we just join a nudist colony? Like, that sounds like the best solution ever. I get why they have them now. It's simply because these people didn't want to do laundry. We all think it's because they like being naked, but it's really because they don't want to do laundry. Right now, my laundry is like, it's a nightmare because we keep having days like we'll have 85 today, but then Saturday it's gonna be, oh my gosh, there's a bald eagle out there. That was so cool. So it's 85 today, but Saturday we're gonna be in the 50s. So I can't quite put our winter clothes up, but I also don't, like, I need to have my my warmer weather clothes out too. So it's just like we have nothing but clothes everywhere. Sorry, I was so distracted by that bald eagle. I know that they nest not too far away, but it's really still cool when you see them. All right, so for right now, the list, I have Melissa first, and then I think Ashwini is still commuting home, so I'll move her down a little bit. But it's Melissa. I almost said Alyssa. I'm sorry, Melissa. Ria, I believe, is next. And then H, you didn't really ask a question, so I'm not sure if you had one. And then study will be after that, I do believe. So I am pulling out my deck still, you guys, and apparently being distracted by the birds. Hi, Shira. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Hi, Hannah Dulcet. 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 75, 76, 77, 78. Now I'm like, I hope all of the cats, he was fairly far away. He was farther away than I would think. So, hi Zazu, how are you? So I don't think he would have gotten my cats. It didn't look like he was carrying anything anyways. It just looked like he was flying. So cool. All right. So we will do this really fast. If I can. Okay. Hello. I am going to look into Melissa's weekend. She is looking for something exciting. I typed that up so I could remember the order in which I was going here. Look into Melissa's weekend. Melissa's weekend. Hi, Nikki. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Zazu. Melissa's weekend. Ooh, something did flip, right? Like, see, it's so weird because I close my eyes half the time. So I'm going by, it feels like something flipped. Maybe it didn't. Just felt like it. I know this one thought about it, but then it turned itself. Okay. Lost my mind. Ooh. Awesome. This looks pretty fun. We've got the Dreamer, which is beginning, believing, protected. It's the 0 card. So in most decks, it's called the Fool. It's that, like, in this case, it's very reminiscent of, again, like the childhood adventure, but it also wants you to know you're protected in that childhood adventure. Let yourself have a childlike adventure. Let yourself have fun. Let yourself have some good times with it. Kind of like let yourself enjoy chasing the butterflies kind of thing. It's that just let it kind of be. And then you've got 6 of water, memories, childhood, and nostalgia. It's interesting how, again, that child keeps coming to mind. It's that, like, and it's hard because, like, people say, oh, go back to, like, your childhood. And I'm like, no, there's no part of my childhood I want to go back to. But it doesn't necessarily mean your childhood as much as it means the wonder and the magic that childhood is supposed to be. And let yourself have that. And then we've got Queen of Air, brilliant, experienced, and humorous. I kind of, because we're just asking about weekend and good things coming. This just feels like let yourself enjoy it. Let yourself find the magic in the moments. And it's really easy to enjoy like a big event or going and doing something, but it's asking more to be able to enjoy the mundane parts of your weekend. Find that enjoyment in the simple things that you have with you already and kind of let yourself reminisce about good times, but in a good way. It's that whole just being that again, the happy for happy sake and the like. Okay, this is going to talk about me and show my crazy. I was in a slump, which happens every now and again, and I just wasn't. And I knew, like, I had a lot of things going on as well. And so, but my mindset had made the way I was dealing with everything worse. I knew I was making it worse. And I knew that I was getting into that mindset of like, it's all crap and it's never going to get better. And I was starting to slip to the numb too, not just the miserable. I was just trying to get by. I wasn't doing well. And I like kind of had seen it and I realized I needed to do something, but I had no means to do something extraordinary to make it better. Plus, realistically, that vacation is wonderful, but you still have to come back. And so you've got to change the mindset. So what I ended up doing was I decided to make everything seem like it was just this magical thing. Like I decided my coffee pot was a cauldron brewing me a magic potion, and I added like cinnamon and nutmeg, which I like to add to my coffee anyways. And I was like, I'm adding these for these reasons. And I was a witch for a day. I was at home. I wasn't like singing Hocus Pocus songs, but I just decided I was this magical good witch for a day, and everything I did was some magical thing. I was in my head. I'm not saying that I was actually doing spells, but it was just that mind frame, and it was fun to do it, and it was fun to look at it as though that's what I was doing instead of just I'm making my coffee so I can get through today. I made it this magical thing in my head, and I told myself a story about it, and it just kind of helped me switch my mind into remembering to have fun in all the things, like that you can look at it as though it's this other thing. You can tell yourself whatever story you want, and it, for me, like doing that kind of helped. I've also done one where it's like telling yourself a different story, and it doesn't mean that you believe you're a magical witch that's casting all these different things, but it's that you're helping yourself get out of your funk, if that makes sense. My daughter actually did it one time just because she was bored, and instead for the day she was like a cheerleader. There were a lot of songs sung that day. I remember being little and pretending I was in a musical. Again, a lot of songs sung that day, and I have a horrible singing voice, so I apologize to anyone who heard me. But it's just like, it's a mindset thing. And this is kind of what this is looking like. Like, you're going to have a good weekend if you let yourself have a good weekend. It might be the same things. Yes, pretend to be, yeah, things like that. Like, it's that kind of thing. And it's letting yourself have fun with that. And in doing that, you're going to find some humor, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a good weekend. It's just a mindset with it. And you can make it that much better if you do those things. I love Princess Bride too, Melissa, isn't it? It's such a great movie. As You Wish. But that's what it's that, like, kind of just let yourself have some fun, and the childlike, just kind of play pretend kind of thing in your thing, and make it a good time. But it does look really, really good. That looks very fun, and a innocent fun. All right, so I have Rhea, Study, Zazu, Hannah, Rhea, Study, Zazu. I love it. Now I have Zazu singing in my head. I think it was Nikki. Okay. If I missed you, nicely, like, let me know. I'm asking nicely because, again, it's just me. Hi, Deep D. I'm doing all right. How are you? All right. Did this not? Okay, it did go. Thank you. So, Rhea, are you still here? Oh, that I said Russ. It was supposed to be Rhea. I am sorry. It corrected for me ever so politely. Rhea, are you here still? And Melissa, thank you for being here. It is fun to pretend. I agree. And that's what that felt like. It was just that making the weekend great. And I think in making the weekend great and doing that, it might help you with the aspect of, like, letting things out of your control be. It'll help all the way around, I'm thinking. And I can dig in farther a little bit later, as you know. I do that. Rhea, are you still here? You wanted to know if someone was going to pay you, I believe. Let's pull out this deck while I see. If not, I'm going to go to study. Cool. Let's do upside down everything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36, 36, 36, 37, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 53, 53, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 66, 66, 66, 67, 68, 69, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. 78. Okay, I am not seeing responses from Rhea, so I think I will go on to study. So we've got study, Zazu. I got your question, Nikki. I am going to do study, Zazu, then it's you. So, you have not been forgotten. Okay, study, can you post your question for me? Please? And thank you so much for waiting patiently. I greatly appreciate that all of you guys are doing that. All right. Thank you, Steady. With Anjali. I have a question, Steady. Are you a teacher or a like a tutor or something? Just out of curiosity, just because your handle is Steady with Anali, and so it sounds a lot like that to me. And I think it would be fun. Okay, let's see. Study with Anali would like to know. Awesome. Nikki, you're a teacher? Cool. You are. See, it makes sense. You're a teacher also, Study. Perfect. See, the handle kind of makes it. Sometimes it makes... I like when they... I like most of the handles, but when they are something like that, I always guess. But all right, Mo hits feelings for you. And sorry if I'm butchering names. No, Mo has feelings. Feelings of the person they are thinking of. Oh, cool. I left the live on my other device. Always fun. Maybe move it so my arm doesn't hit it every time I shuffle. No. It's feelings for them. Said he would like to know feelings for them. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. I think they think you're good luck. Star. They like you. Almost like, I don't want to use the word too much, but it's that like reverence. Ace of Swords, Three of Wands. Definitely thinking highly of you. Not sure how to approach correctly because there's just this like awe and this amazement concept and this unsure of how they could make it, how to approach correctly. They're just not sure how. They don't want to mess it up, and they think very, very highly of you, and they're like in awe. It's that like wow. And the Ace of Swords, I think they do want to come, and they're trying to think of an appropriate way to come forward and let you know how amazing they find you. But they want to make sure that their approach is flirty and fun and doesn't take from anything, and that they already don't think that they're worthy, but they don't want to make you feel as though they're unworthy. Because you can feel like you're not worthy without feeling like you're unworthy. Like they don't see themselves on the same playing field as you, but they definitely want you to let them be in the stands, if not on the field. It's really cool. And they want to be their best version for you in this approach. It's really good. And that's actually not, assuming they do take the action, which it looks like they will. You've got some wands, which are action cards. It's a great approach to the situation. This, wow, this person is so amazing. What do I need to do so I can play, and so I can at least watch them play? And I'm going to try to be able to play with them too, but I definitely want to at least be able to watch. It's really good. At the split was Eight of Swords, which is taking time, being patient, having to come to things and turn into the butterfly, come from the chrysalis into the butterfly. an emperor coming into their own and coming into their power. This is kind of what you want to see in a situation. This is really pretty. I like this a lot. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune. They feel like they would like to do all of those. They'd like to have the good times and the bad times with you. And they feel like you're really lucky. The star, you're a wish, you're a dream, you're this amazing thing. Ace of Swords, they're trying to come with a plan. They want to get to you. They want to make it. It's still at the beginning. They aren't positive of what to do to get there. They're not positive of how they're going to make it happen. But it's this brilliant idea. They feel like this, I've got to do that. I've got to make this work. Three of Wands, wanting to work together with you, wanting to create this little light, wanting to be there, wanting to be worthy of you in their own mind and wanting to be able to make it all work. Page of Wands is a very flirty-ish, fun person. And it's Daughter of Wands. And they are very protective also. But it's that flirty, fun kind of thing. And they want that with you. And they want to come across that way for you. This is really cool. Now, assuming they act on this, it is really cool. But they have high thoughts on you. Very high thoughts on you. All right. So we had study. So it is now. Thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Zoo. Da, da, da. Okay. Thank you guys so much. What is coming towards you? Hey, Heather! How are you doing? All right. Thank you, Zazu, for realizing it was you also. I was just writing the list again, so that way next one I can see it too. But let's see. I love the whole... Zazu wants to know what's coming towards them in love. Those guardians. Ah! Throw cards everywhere. Guides. Spirits. Zazu would like to know what's coming towards them in love. Ah! Them in love. Whoa. Two of Wands. Okay. Enough. Oh, Ace of Swords. I love how it's so cool when that happens to me. I'm like, done, and then it's like, no, you have to look in the deck because there's one more card flipped. Two of Wands, Fool, Ten of Cups, Judgment. I don't think you can see those things. Hermit, Ace of Swords. Let's see. Two of Wands. All right. So with Two of Wands, you've got a lot going on, Zazu. And I was asking for what's coming towards you in love. And something is, but this feels kind of more like I don't know if your focus has been your work or if that's kind of what you need to be focusing on a bit. But you've got a lot going on. It's like the world's your oyster and you're not. You've got things going over this way, as you can see. And you're not necessarily taking all the steps in the direction, but you've got a lot going that way. And you're being encouraged to just go for it. So I'm not positive if that is love or if that's to do with some other plan that you have, or this whatever you're kind of thinking that you haven't jumped all in on. But there's something that you're being encouraged to kind of just go for. Just go for it. And you're not wrong in the theory that you're like, well, I don't know quite enough yet. You're right. But some of those lessons you're going to have to learn on your own, like in the midst of and doing. There's some things that are going to come up, some hard, rough patches, some unknown things that are going to come up, but you can't be more prepared for them because they're things that you don't know how to do yet, and you won't know until you're doing them, until you have done them. 10 of Cups is happy home, happy life, but it's also this aspect of like it's a buffet that you've already, you're stuffed now, and it's like the what's next. Like you need to kind of digest it, but you're also ready to go to a new step in life. It's a good card, and it does mean happiness, but it means that that moment of the buffet is over now. You're done eating, you're stuffed, you've got as much as you can from that cycle in your life, from that buffet and from that meal, and now it's time to move on to the next set of things in life, and it's time to go forward in another area. This card is Judgment, and I can show it as long as I keep my hand here. But it is about things coming to even, about things being fair, but like they're going to be right. Sometimes in the moment, it doesn't always seem fair, just because it might seem like, oh, that person, but it's a judgment call, and it's generally the universe making a judgment call. Sometimes it has to do with legal matters. It can sometimes be a lot about legal matters and a judgment going the way that is right. People usually say it's going to go in your favor, but I like to say it's going to go the way that is correct, because it doesn't, sometimes the inquirer isn't always the one that is in their favor, or it goes in their favor, they just don't realize that it was in their favor in that moment. And that's kind of what this feels like. Something has happened or is going to happen that in the moment you're going to be like, I think I'm getting screwed over. But as it comes to play out, you're going to realize, like, actually that was really to my benefit. And I'm sorry, I'm not getting love in this reading much at all. In fact, I got Hermit, which is taking time to center and get right with yourself and finding your own inner love and your own inner wisdom. You've got the Star, which is the wish and the power and the light and everything in here. That's in your lantern, which it's already inside you. You create that light. It's kind of like take some time to love yourself a little bit here. And then we've got Ace of Swords, which is a brilliant idea that you have, that you need to take action on. Again, goes with that needs to have action going. I'm not seeing love in the immediate future, which is disappointing. I know. What I'm getting with this is just that there's some plan, something that you are like, have an inner drive to do, an inner thing that you need to do. And you really do need to just take that risk and do it. Let's see, I haven't got these cards out yet, so let me try with this one. I have a list going on right now, Rapula, and that one. You're welcome, Zazu. I am going to try this deck right here to see if I can get any any love or romance thing, but this is like a lot of this message is you need to love on yourself and love on this idea, and everything else will kind of fall into place once you do that. But let me see what I can find for you here. Gonna try one more time. Can I get any love or romance information for Zazu? I got this message out to them. Can I get any romance or love information for Zazu, please? Any? Justice. And I don't know what. And strength, kindness, and compassion. I don't know what the, and then lovers or choice. Whatever this thing that's been unbalanced, which I don't, again, I'm not positive if it really is legal thing going on, but whatever that is, and I'm hoping that you understand what it is, whatever that thing that's been unbalanced comes into kind of balancement, and once you work through that is more likely when the romance is going to come in. And they're acknowledging that it is going to take strength, and it's, I don't know if you've heard this rant before. That's what, like, I don't know if it is, like I said, I'm not sure if it is legal or if it's just something that's been unbalanced that is going to come into balance. So it's like an unfairness concept, a judgment. Because we got judgment in the first round, and then this next one is justice, which again is about things becoming fair. Which maybe it was just that, like, things in life had been off balance for a while, and they're starting to come into balance. Because we're all coming into a time where things are coming into balance. If we were riding high for a long time, we might kind of fall a little bit. But if we were, especially if we were riding high with little to no effort and we weren't necessarily appreciating, but if we felt like we were getting ran over, we're going to come up and things are going to start to balance out a bit more. So it could just be that the general energy is showing up, but because I got judgment and justice, it's a something. It's related to work. Hey, if it's resonating for you, and you're understanding it, I don't have to know the story as long as it's making sense to you, because it's not for me, it's for you. When I start digging, it's because the message doesn't always make sense to me. It's supposed to make sense for you. So that's where the important part is it's making sense for you. But when it's not making sense to me, I tend to like dig to try to make sure it does make sense. But the strength. The thing that I always want to talk about with the strength, and I'm sorry, Heather, and anyone else who's listened to me do this one before, is it's not just about brute strength or about anger or about the violence or aggression, which I will say those do have their time and place. Those are necessary in the world and in life as well. They have their time and place. But more often than not, this card actually represents the strength that it takes to be compassionate and to be kind and to trust. If you notice, the lion could easily bite her face off if it wanted. But it's not. It trusts that she has its best intentions in mind, and she's trusting that he's not going to bite her face off. There's trust and strength, and even when things seem to go a little awry, you have to have that. And very often my description of it is it takes great strength to take the deep breath and handle a situation calmly, politely, and kindly, like nice and appropriately without getting violent, when really what you want to do is punch the person's in the face that's talking to you. And I'm not saying let them walk all over you or let them do anything unnecessary. No, you stand your ground, but you do so with compassion. You do so saying, my intention in holding my boundary is not to hurt you. It is to respect myself. And I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm sorry you feel it hurts you. That's not the point of this, but I am not going to. It's having that kindness and that compassion when you don't want to. And then the last one out was lovers, which could be a choice, or it could be lovers coming in once these things start to settle out for you. And then at the bottom of the deck was sun, which is happy and like a fulfillment of everything. A moment where in that moment, everything just feels good and ecstatic. So I'm really hopeful this helped. Again, not a lot on love, but I'm hoping that this helped. Yes, Nikki, it is definitely your turn. I will get to you right now. I know you're getting ready for bed, so I will do that. Thank you, Zazu, for coming back in. Hopefully it resonated and it was helpful. And I hope whatever the work thing, whatever it is, plays out for you soon, because it seems to be kind of a stressful situation, but I think you're handling it pretty well. And you've got a lot. Your spirit team and spirit is definitely on your side on this one and letting you know you got this, you can do this for sure. And they want happiness for you. Yeah, you can go add it to the list. All right. So, Nikki, it is your turn. And I'm going to look. Oh, hi, Dark Fairy. Hi. Thank you so much, Heather. And Dark Fairy. So, Nikki, you had your question up this way. I had an argument with my mom. Aw, I hate arguments. Those aren't fun. Oh, I'm trying to find your question. I know it's up here. Message from guardian angels. All right, Nikki, I will get on that. Sorry, I was scrolling up. I was trying to make you not have to text. I should have just let you. It would have been faster. We are going to get messages from the guardian angels as fast as we can for Nikki, please. Messages from guardian angels for Nikki. What messages do you have? Whoa, 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 whoa. Way too many cards. All right, messages from guardian angels. No, why it wants to shoot all the cards at once. Okay, we're going to do this one. Sorry, Nikki. So you've got 4 of Swords. Why aren't you resting? You need to take some time to rest. You need to let yourself regroup and rest. The Sun. Give yourself permission to experience joy. While you're taking that time to rest, don't beat yourself up over whatever's going on or has happened. Let yourself rest and also let yourself feel joy. Sometimes the reason we're not feeling it is we're not letting ourselves. So let yourself feel joy. 9 of Wands. It would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. You have made it through 100% of your bad days, and you're going to get through this now too. And in the moment, I know right now it seems like it's all chaos and it's all a lot and it's never going to get better, but it is. It's getting better and you've got this. 6 of Wands. You're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. Start taking care of yourself. Start loving yourself. Start respecting yourself. Start being the best version of you that you can be and like giving yourself that support. Your guardians and your guides, spirit, all of your people love you and you need to start loving you too. And so start giving yourself that love. I'm going to let you go, Nikki, so you can get your rest because you need to sleep. Some of that is a little jibe and I know that, so I'm sorry. But thank you so much for being here. And I will try to do another live at a better time for you guys again soon, okay? But this actually, they know it's hard right now, but give yourself time to let yourself rest and give yourself permission to experience joy and recognize your own inner beauty. Okay, Nikki? Give yourself that permission to experience joy and recognize your own inner beauty and how amazing you really are. And they send you hugs. I send you some hugs. You've got some chaos kind of going on and inner turmoil in yourself. But let yourself know that you're amazing and wonderful, and you'll get through this too. Take care, Nikki. Thank you for being here so much. It's awesome to see you again. All right. Thank you, Hannah and Hannah. Thank you, Heather and Dark Fairy. Man, I think it's because Hannah's on the list, maybe. I don't know. Yes, well, I am sending you virtual hugs. I know they're not the same, but I am sending you hug energy through this. Sweet dreams, hun, okay? Get rest, take care of yourself, and love yourself a little bit. All right, so Hannah is next. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate my moderators. Thank you guys very, very much. Next week, what can I look forward to this next year in my life? Oh, Hannah. Okay. All right. I am going to do this. I am not offering them yet, but I have these really awesome reads. I'm going to do a normal live, like the messages that I can pull for you this way. But I have a birthday, like a birthday spread that I like to try to pull for myself, and I need to work some tweaks on it, but I want to try to offer it for people to get. Just like the point of it is like messages from your guides and from the spirit, like what would they like you to recognize that you've done? Like what congratulations and things do they have for you from the year past? Like where they like to congratulate, and then what would they like you to focus, what should you be focusing on in the year coming, and advice and things like that I want to do. You just reminded me. Called my name twice when it was not supposed to be me. Maybe, Hannah, that is possible. I believe you are now too. So I'm going to do that. But yes, so that there's a spread. I don't have it listed yet as an option. I need to work some tweaks on it a little bit before I can make it something that I'm offering. But I love it because it gives you like, because I like when you get like the congratulations and the, hey, you really worked well on this. We saw you overcome this, and we want you to remember that you're amazing. And this is some things that we think you might want to work on going forward. And then some advice too. I love it. So, what can you look forward to in the next year? Hannah would like to know, what does she have coming up in the next year? It's almost her birthday. So what birthday messages do we have for Hannah? Whoa! One didn't flip, but it shot that way. What birthday messages? That's a lot of cards. Ooh! All right, so we had Four of Pentacles, which is about being kind of frugal and being tight. It can be with money because it is a Pentacles card, but it can also be about a lot of different things. But then you got a wish, a star, a hope, a dream, a light, and I love that because it's a birthday wish. Devil, so some temptations come in, some things that you've worked on, some things that you might have to continue working with, but there's temptation. Five of Pentacles, a fear of being left out. Two of Swords and Three of Cups. All right. Well, I love this. At the same time, there's some things, but we were asking about the year ahead. What birthday messages do we have? And a lot can happen in a year. So we've got, this is kind of a, like a, be frugal when you need to be, but don't be over frugal. Like, yes, don't go lavishly overspending or pouring yourself into things that you don't ever get any return into. But at the same time, don't stop yourself from pouring into things when you have enough to be able to. If you have the extra energy, it's okay to pour into something that you don't get energy back from. Because sometimes we get energy back in a different way. There is absolutely nothing wrong with helping the person that you're never going to see again and that you're never going to get anything in that situation back, but you can help them in that moment because you can. And so don't forget to do that. But don't go also just pouring yourself out everywhere. Take care of you is what that one is. Obviously, make a happy birthday wishes, and you've got some good things coming in, some good wishes, some good luck coming in, and some fun, and some hopes, and also some healing. That's the other part with the star, is it's about healing and about wisdom and about gaining stuff as well, like gaining those types of things. Sorry, everybody. I did not realize that I got cut off. So I'm going to say that I was talking about the devil, I do believe. I am very, very sorry. I didn't realize that it stopped recording. Mercury retrograde is my best friend. Can't you tell? It did this to last night's live too. I kept getting cut off. So, Hannah, I was back to devil, and this is about temptations, but it's about, like, it's kind of a reminder that when you do the things that you know aren't good for you, when you fall for those pretty shiny in the moment seems good things, it's actually disrespecting yourself, and you don't want to do that. And you just want to remember to give yourself respect and give yourself care and give yourself love. And you wouldn't disrespect your friend or your neighbor, your sister. There's people that you wouldn't hurt that way, so don't hurt yourself either. And be wary of those types of things. Five of Pentacles is a fear of abandonment, and it's a fear of everything being ugly and bad and not being good and being down on your luck. The thing with the Five of Pentacles is it's not all in your head. It's just always a reminder that it won't always be that way, and things aren't always as bad as they seem in that immediate moment. They have a turn of events. They can change, and they can go, they'll get better. And even in the moment when it feels bad, usually there's something you can notice that is still good. And if you can kind of remember, like, you know what, I'm still here and I've got this, and I'm going to take the momentum of I got this, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to keep going forward. It'll help you feel better. Two of Swords, you're going to have something that you need to make a decision. You're going to have some choices. Make sure I'm still okay. I am. You're going to have something that's really going to have you hung up, where you're really just Like, do I, can I, should I, what do I do? And it's going to be that you're in your head about it and you just need to make the decision. I'm getting like, neither decision is going to be wrong. There is no right or wrong in it. It's just a matter of which do you want to put your energy into the most, which speaks to you the most in that moment. And to remember that when you go down that path, whichever decision you choose, if it goes wrong, you can always do something different later. So pick the one that speaks the most to you and just go for it. Three of Cups. Let yourself have some celebrations for your birthday, for the whole time periods. Remember to enjoy your community. Remember to enjoy your friends and your loved ones, your family and the family that you have created all on your own as well. And remember to not take any of that for granted. The enjoyment of others and other people and celebration, and find time to celebrate simply because it's a Tuesday, not just on the holidays or on the important moments or the big rewarding days. Find time to celebrate just because it's a day and you want to. So I hope that was helpful, Hannah. I'm hoping you're still here. Sorry for getting cut off in the middle of your reading. Again, Mercury retrograde and I are real close. We're like super, super best friends lately. It's more like the sister that you live with that you're like, oh my gosh, and you guys antagonize each other. Trying to roll with it though. All right. Thank you so much. I love getting to do that. It really did look good. And to be honest, I know you had a few cards that kind of seem sketchy, but 365 days is a lot of days, and we pack a lot into a year. So to have a couple sketchy moments and things you got to go with makes sense. So yeah, it was really beautiful. And so I hope that helps, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful year ahead. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad that it resonates. Thank you for letting me know that. I really do appreciate when you guys let me know that, because as you've probably heard me say in an annoying amount of times, the messages don't always make sense to me. So I feel like I'm going, wow, this doesn't. And so then I wonder if I really, that doesn't. And so if you let me know, hey, it resonates or that's making sense, I'm like, okay, good. Then I am getting the message that needs to be heard, because it doesn't have to make sense to me. It has to make sense to you. But it's kind of like when you're giving someone advice, if it doesn't make sense to you, you end up with a question mark and you start wondering if you're actually helping. So that's what that thing is. That's what it is with me on that one. All right, Heather, it is your turn. It seems she wants to sweep it. All right, let's look into that one. I am going to simply ask for the advice with you in that. Last time. I can't choose which language. Yes, I do remember you saying that one, Hannah. But I'm going to look right in now, Heather. I'm going to count this deck out because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 8, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 48, 48, 48, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 6, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. All right. I had to completely cut off my kids' mental health. Your kind thing. Follow your heart. Mine proved time and time again it wasn't worth forgiving anymore. Okay, I am definitely going to see what advice I can get in regards to you and your mom. And we'll go from there on what questions to ask it next. I'm not going to start with if you should go to dinner. I'm just going to ask what advice we need for you and mom. That's where I want to start on that one. Angels, guardians, guides, past, universe, spirit. What advice do we have for Heather and her mom? What advice do we have for Heather in regards to her mom? What do we have for Heather in regards to her mom? Ugh, okay. This is like a ton of cards again. Okay. I don't take that many at once. I did look at them. I have an idea of what they were, but I'm not going to take that many at once. So we got 8 of Cups. Oddly enough, Queen of Swords, Six of Cups, okay, right now we have 8 of Cups, which is a walk away card. The interesting thing with that is usually it's a walking away from something and nobody else really understands why you're doing it. They don't get it because in their mind it looks like it should be fine and dandy and it should be good, but it's not working for you anymore, so you're walking into the sun. I'm going to give you the messages as well, but I'm just telling you the cards at the moment. Then I've got Queen of Swords, which is about being not cold, but being very logical, if you notice. Okay, in tarot, the sword's about errors and thoughts and logic and reasoning and stuff. Cups are about emotions. Pentacles are about materialistic things, earth things, things you can touch and feel and are here on earth, that are here. In this card, the Queen of Swords, she's here, she's got her sword, she's moving forward, she's doing great, but her heart's locked up. She's got her emotions like, yeah, I know they're there, but I'm keeping them safely locked that way. Six of Cups is about reminiscing, about remembering the past. A lot of times it's a rose-covered glasses situation. And then, Tower. Sun. The Tower is, it's a building, it's something that already needed to go. And, a lot of times, tower situations, we lose things in tower moments of our lives, like relationships or jobs or whatever. But it's like the building that the foundation was rotting away fell down. Something that was already broken and wasn't actually working, but you were just trying to ignore, falls down and is gone. Then you got Sun, which is actually a really beautiful, happy, everything in the moment is good card. And then at the bottom of this deck is Two of Wands, knowing what you need to do, seeing the things, and just not quite yet taking action towards it. So, you could go to dinner if you want to go to dinner, but things aren't going to change. Changes don't happen until you make them happen, or the universe makes it so ridiculous until you change. Until you put in the action that needs to change, that's when things will change. The tower is that aspect of the universe finally just rips it away. And a lot of times what happens with the tower moments are they'll make it impossible for you not to. And here's the thing, Heather, if you don't want to draw that line yet, then you're not ready, and that is okay. That really, honestly, truly is. If you're not ready to draw that line, if you're not there, and I say yet, but you might never get there, and that honestly is okay. I am going to, if it's not that big of a thing, the thing with it is you already know what bringing it up to her is going to do. You know what the responses will be. I keep hearing responses in my head, but I don't know if that's just those responses or if it's my head. But you know what that'll be, and you can go to dinner and you can go with what is going to be. If you aren't ready to draw the line, don't draw the line. That's honestly the advice. It is. It's okay to not bring it up, and you can. Here's, yeah. Like, bringing it up isn't going to do you any good. You already know that. And you know going to dinner and sweeping it under the rug, ignoring it, will lead to a similar situation. But you're not ready, and I see that, and I want you to know 100% it is okay to not be ready. It is 100% okay, as long as you know that you know what you're doing and you are aware, and don't let her, you know that what happened wasn't okay. And going and choosing to go to dinner, not bring it up, and go to dinner and still have that dinner with her without discussing it, that's fine, because you know bringing it up is just going to cause the fight and so forth else. That's fine, as long as you within yourself don't make it as though it's okay. Don't be like, oh, well, everything's fine now because we went to dinner. You keep in mind that, okay, yes, I'm going to this dinner with her, but I'm not necessarily letting her in with these other areas. And I will pay attention to my phone when it rings late at night. If I think that she's intoxicated, I just won't answer. Have other smaller boundaries, because you're right. You're not ready to draw that initial line, that final cutout line, and that is okay. You don't have to. You can take smaller steps first, and that's what I think you kind of need to do, is take some smaller steps first. And I will be honest with you, there are possibilities that in taking those smaller steps that you can still hold a type of relationship with her for however long, whatever is comfortable with you. And I support however it is that feels best for you, because at the end of the day, you are yourself and you know what you need to do, and you do know what's best for you. And Dark Fairy, I understand your cut out and the gaslight. Don't let them gaslight you. I fully support that. And I understand where you're coming from too, because I've seen some of these comments. I'm not trying to discredit the information you're giving either. I'm just saying that yes, you're not ready. I can clearly tell and feel, and it is okay to not be ready. And it is okay to set firm other boundaries and to go at another incremental areas. Go about it in what is best and comfortable for you. But keep your firm boundaries that you do set. And some of those firm boundaries will have to do with her, but they require you to take certain actions. Such as, like I said, if you have reason to believe that she's drinking, you don't answer the phone or let her in the house. Or if you're at an event and she's there, you guys are together and you realize that she's starting to cross lines, you leave. And you take the initiation to make sure that you uphold your own boundaries on those things. And I think that will help you. And I think those are the steps that you need to start with and go from there. And when I say start with, I'm not saying that you'll ever have to fully cut or that you won't have to. I'm just saying start with those, keep those ones strong. And yeah, it's not worth picking the fight over. I wouldn't pick the fight because it's not, that part doesn't help. What you need to do with it is what you can control. You don't control her behavior, but you can control yours. So if you want to go to dinner, go to dinner. Go to dinner, enjoy that moment. If she seems to get out of line or she seems to cross, leave. I would definitely say take your own car, if at all possible, and feel comfortable in leaving. Obviously, go pay your part or however, but don't feel obligated to her. But also, you don't have to cut her out right now. You can make it work by setting your firm other boundaries and taking the steps, as long as you show yourself the respect that you need to have. And you know, like, hey, that was wrong and that's not okay. And you keep that in mind when handling her. That's what I'm getting with that one. It is okay to do it that way, and just don't let her make you think that her behavior is okay. Make sure that you remember that it's not. You don't have to cut her out so long as you don't let her convince you that her behavior is okay. And you have all of us here. You can definitely come back and talk. You've got my email as well, and we can, and yeah. But that's what, you don't have to cut her right now. Yes, you can go to dinner with her and you can do this. Just make sure you keep your boundaries and you don't let her convince you that her behavior is okay. That's the biggest part with this. As long as you within yourself can remember, like, okay, that treatment's not okay. And it's okay for me to hang up the phone. She started to cross lines in this conversation. I can hang up the phone. Or we're out to dinner and she's crossing lines. Or I can see that we're heading that way. I can leave. I don't have to sit in this moment. I can get up and walk out. Best of luck to you. Major hugs, Heather. That is never fun to deal with. So many hugs being sent that way. And deep breaths and stay grounded within yourself, especially when handling her. All right, we have Ralulu next. I am going to look up at some of these comments really fast. Oh, cool, Dark Fairy. Your kids are learning multiple languages. French in college, we had to choose between. Oh, I'm betting this has to do with Hannah Dulcet. She's doing multiple languages. I know she was planning to study a language and couldn't choose. Ha. I love learning sign language. I used to know sign language well. All right. Okay, but yes, Heather, you've got. Yeah, I knew the language was you, but I was also reading Dark. You had asked before about that one. Heather's sending so much hugs, and again, emails are always welcome. Especially if I've gone a few days without a live and you've got a question, you could email and ask, or you could also email and be like, hey, people would like to see you live. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. But big hugs, Heather. Sending you so much support with that one. Resonated to me. Ah, that makes sense. I got you. Okay, that does make sense, that one. And again, and if I remember correctly, when you asked about the reading, the languages, that reading, you were kind of told that you need to just pick one and go with it. So it's very similar to that again, isn't it? Sorry that you're getting similar messages. Sometimes spirit and universe is like, all right, we're just going to keep telling you this until you do it. Until you listen. So many hugs, Heather. All right, Ray Lulu, Ra Lulu. It is your turn. My coffee is going cold. Yeah, no, the universe doesn't stop, man. It'll be like, no, this is what you need to know. This is what you need to know. Oh, you asked that? Okay. This is still what you need to know, though. Oh, Hannah, you're not alone in not wanting to make decisions. I think most of us don't actually want to have to make decisions. It's weird. Like, everybody wants free will. Like, you want your life to be your own and it to be like your own thing. But when it comes down to actually having to make decisions, a lot of times you have that moment where you're like, why can't someone just tell me what to do? Like, it would be so much easier if I didn't have to choose between all of these things. Because what if one's wrong? But that's the other thing, is so often we have it in our head that there's one right decision and the others are wrong. And what if we make the wrong? And we fail to realize that there are some decisions that are flat out wrong. And usually you know those. Like, you see them, then their giant red warning signs right off the bat. You know that they are. And sometimes we do them anyways. But most every other decision there isn't a wrong option. It's all about learning, and you're going to learn from it, and you're going to do, and you're going to make the absolute best of that decision during that time period. And because it's the decision you made, it is the best decision for you in that moment. And there isn't actually a wrong decision. It's all just a study path. It's all just a thing that you can do. And if it starts to not work out, or you get into it and you're doing it and you're like, I really am not feeling this, I'm not liking it, you can make a different decision and do something different. It's a way we think that changes stuff. Exactly. There's no point. There's very few things. And I can say few because I have perhaps one major thing that I have that I could say that I kind of have a bit of regret on that situation. And even that, like, I know what I learned from it. and I see how I have lessons that I can take and benefit from. But it's one thing that it does. But for the most part, my motto in life has been there's absolutely nothing I regret, because all of it has made me who I am right now. And I happen to be a pretty awesome person. I think I like me, and I always am where I need to be, even when things are chaotic and it's not my favorite place to be. When I get out of it, I can look back and go, you know what, though? If I hadn't been there experiencing that, I wouldn't know this that allows me to help this person, or I wouldn't have been able to do this, or I wouldn't have been able. So all of them help. And all of them are a part of this. And so I have had that's the way it is for me. And it helps me look at life greatly. So, sorry, I'm supposed to be doing readings, not just like blabbering. Is this one on? Because my other one kicked me off. Ooh, who said cookies and cream? I don't know what cookies and cream is to. Cookies and cream with chocolate powder. Interesting. The chocolate powder would make it too sweet for me, but I love cookies and cream ice cream. You know what I like? I like cookies and cream ice cream with mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's my favorite ice creams. Yay! I don't even know where the ice cream part came in, but I was checking to see because my other device had kicked me off. So I went on this one and I read that comment and I was like, ooh, ice cream? I want ice cream. You love, see, Nesquik isn't, but I'm like I like dark chocolate and white chocolate, and those are about the only two chocolates I really like. Like, I don't like milk chocolate much at all. Okay. You're very welcome, Hannah. I think I was doing readings, and then I went on a random tangent about not a chocolate person. I like dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate and caramel. Again, dark chocolate though. When it's milk chocolate and caramel, it's not, I don't know. It's not my thing. But growing up when I was little, I only liked white chocolate. That was it. Like cookies and cream bars, like the Hershey's cookies and cream bars was about the only one I really liked. Okay, we were waiting for Ralulu, and then I went on the tangent on choices, like decisions being hard only because we put so much stress on right and wrong when none of them are right or wrong. They're all just things to learn from. They're just, yeah, they're things to learn from. That's how we got there. So now, yep, exactly. Dark Fairy passed her over. Dark Fairy's on top of it. I might get onto a tangent now and again where we lose track of everything, but she knows the order of stuff. Someone needs to, because I don't know. Yes, I have a multidimensional brain. Yes, I have a multidimensional brain and many different thought lines that happen. And somehow I have managed to find a platform where I get to scare everyone with it. So Ashwini. Oh, I think Heather was here. I don't know how free she is. You guys both, Heather's amazing too. And I don't know, are you still here, Heather? If you are, thank you. And I hope you guys don't feel like anyone's more. I just gave it to the people. The moderator I gave to, well, Heather and Ashwini they helped encourage me to start my own channel. And then Dark Fairy came in and was amazing with help and has been amazing with helping. And then Melissa also got it because she's been very supportive and helpful. And I know, I want there to be enough of you guys so if you're not feeling like coming in, you can also have the peace of mind that odds are someone else can be in there helping as well. Because I don't want any of you guys to ever feel like you have to come in to help. Like, I in no way is there an obligation to you for doing that. I'm greatly appreciative when you do, but it's completely understandable that you have your own lives also. All right, so Ashwini, I believe that you are next. Pulling out my oracle cards, so maybe I will use them. Haha. It had been a while since I had scrolled lives until that day. I am really glad you did too. Thank you very, very much. It was awesome. I to be honest, on YouTube, I watch a couple people's lives specifically, but I don't watch a lot of lives on YouTube. There are some other readers I follow. Obviously, I go into teas, as you know, whenever I have the chance. I love getting to support her. She's awesome. And, but I don't go to a lot. I go to specific people's lives. I'm not scrolling. I've found myself in TikTok craziness before, but I don't like just like scrolling through. I'm very glad you found two. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you were brought here. All right, Ashwini. I believe you're next. So what would you like me to ask? Ah, I know teas. I like teas. I love going in. I go into teas. Amit and you? Okay, it's kind of what I was figuring. We'll do that right now. This deck's screaming. Like I said, she does lives all the time, and I love the effort and the energy that she puts out. And so even when I don't have questions, I like to go in so she gets the views, and I like to like it and help her out. Ashwini would like to know about her and Amit. I would like to know about her and Amit. Ashwini, we got World, Sun, and Six of Swords. I really think that the things that are going on are going to pay off here. I still strongly encourage to focus on you. Don't necessarily sit waiting. Let your life happen and do and go. But you've definitely got some serious happiness coming in. And Ten of Swords, cycles being over. The cycle that it had been on is coming to an end. I absolutely like that. Tower, sudden changes. Wheels at the bottom. I would be prepared to start to see some results from whatever it is he's been doing behind the scenes. The things that he knows he has to dismantle are gonna be coming apart soon, I'm thinking. Hold on one. Okay. This is looking really, really good. You got World, Sun, Six of Swords, so going forward with the lessons learned. 10 of Swords, the end of the cycles. Tower, the things that have to fall apart actually finally falling apart, going away. Being burnt down so you can rebuild, so new things can come. The Wheel, things turning and things changing and going. I definitely focus on your exam, Ashwini. I would, for sure. You need to focus on you and your life. I think I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not sure how thrilled you're going to be, but I think you should wait at least a week before we do another reading on you and Amit. Give it a little bit of time. We keep getting the same messages in different kind of different cards, similar cards too, though. And we're getting the same messages, which is great. And we've been getting them. But let's give him a little bit of time to work on those. Let's give him a little bit of time to work on those. It's okay, Heather. I'm glad you had a work meeting. Work is an important thing, even when it's not fun. Getting the bills paid is important. But Ashwini, I don't want you to think that I get tired or I'm not. I love seeing this for you and doing these readings, but I think that we need to give it a little bit of time before we do another one of these. So he has some time without us kind of checking in on his energies and feeling in and seeing what's going on. Let's give him a little bit of time to work on that. I think this Tower is the things that he's been doing, kind of finally letting the other things falling apart. I really think that's a good thing. And I think that Tower means you're going to start to see some of those things coming. You're going to start to get to see some of the things, like the things that he's been doing behind the scenes to get himself out of the situations that he's kind of in. You're going to start to see the cracks and maybe even the fall of those things here soon. And I think that we should let him kind of do that a little bit before we do another check-in on it. But this is really promising. And we've been getting some really good ones on it lately. So let's give it a little bit and look into it again later. But I want to say at least a week. So we can, and then check in. And a week's not a lot of time, but it will give some time with that. I think that we need to do that. But it's looking really good. Really, really. Yeah. That is looking really good. And that Tower is very awesome, because that Tower means that the other things that have to, because he has to get rid of some things in his life have to fall apart in order for you guys to come together. And I am thinking that's what's happening, and you're going to possibly see that. Start to see that happening. But we got to we got to let the seeds be in the ground for a little bit. Leave them be a little bit. Because we aren't, like, we're not meddling, but we kind of are. Every time we check in and we're reading, we're not necessarily giving the trust to the person or even to the universe and to spirit to do the things that it's telling us it's working on, because we kept checking in. It's kind of like opening the oven when the cookies are baking. Every time when you've got stuff baking, you keep opening it, you kind of let the heat out and you don't trust that they're baking. So I think we need to give it a little bit of time, put a little bit of trust there, We keep getting good readings. We're going to give it a little bit of trust and let them bake for a little while. Ooh, I know it is time to start planting. That's the only, I have flowers in pots, but I don't, where I am currently at, I have a lot of gravel and no place to plant an actual garden. And I don't have the ability to make, like raised beds or something just yet so I could plant fresh veggies, but I want fresh veggies. It disrupts the recipe. Yes, it does. All right, Malapale, it is your turn, hun. And thank you for being here, Ashwini. I know it's late. I'm glad you made it safely back to Delhi, though. See, I don't have buckets at the moment. I have one pot, a biggish pot that I might be able to do a tomato in. But last year, I bought a tomato that was in a pot, and it was supposedly supposed to be able to grow in that pot. Like, you weren't supposed to have to repot it. It's why I paid as much as I did for it. And it didn't do well. I got a few tomatoes off of it, but it didn't do very well. And all of the gardening people that I've talked to were like, well, it didn't have enough root space. It needed more space. It wasn't deep enough for it. All right, let's look into next actions of Gemini. Oh, ooh, empty pickle buckets. I hadn't thought of that. I might have to try that. Let's see. I think we're doing this one. Yeah, the holes are good at the bottom. That would be awesome. I might have to see. I don't know if the couple of local bars, I live in an itty bitty town, so I don't know if they get pickles in a giant bucket, but they might have, one of them might at least have that. But I didn't even think of looking and asking them that way. I'll have to go see what I can get. That's a good thought. Yes, expectation versus reality. All right, Malapale, I'm going to look at that right now. Gemini towards me in near future. Angels. What? Gemini. Malapale would like to know Gemini's next actions towards her. What is Gemini's intended next action? Don't like when you do that. Intended next actions. Ooh. My I don't like when you do that was to my power box over here. It made a beepy noise. It was weird. 6 of Swords, all aboard. It's time to write a new chapter. I like that because that looks like he's getting ready. Again, move forward using the lessons and the knowledge of the things that he's learned. Using all of the past knowledge to not repeat the same type of mistakes. 9 of Pentacles, pause and savor the results of your success. I think he's going to come. 4 of Wands, family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being yourself. It says being you, but being yourself is similar. 2 of Wands, your decisions decide your future here, nothing else. Ooh. This looks like he's coming forward. And he's coming forward with the intentions of being able to enjoy some stuff with you. And enjoy some life. He'd like to see you prosper and him prosper. And you guys kind of prosper together. And he wants to do it right. He doesn't want to just keep repeating the same mistakes. He wants to do it correctly. He wants it to be head on shoulders. Let's do this differently than we've done anything in the past. And let's do it correctly using what we already know. And you're going to have a couple decisions you're going to have to make. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to decide. And you need to remember when they come up that it's no one's choice but yours for your life. Only you need to make that decision for your life. And yes, it's good to listen to your family and those that care about you and take their advice under consideration. But at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself and do what you know is best for you and what you truly want and what you truly need. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I like that. I've been getting some good readings today. This is nice. I like when we get nice messages. I know it's only Thursday. It feels like it should be Friday. I keep wanting to be like, yay, we're getting great weekend messages, but it's only Thursday. Feels so much like it should be Friday already. But that really, really sounds good. It looks like he's going to come forward. He doesn't want to keep repeating the same mistakes. He wants to use the knowledge that you guys have learned. He wants you guys to enjoy from learning those messages, those with knowledges and those lessons, and be able to enjoy things. You're very welcome, Malapale. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all so, so much. We have Simran next. If you are still here. And everyone, don't mind me as I go on my random tangents because they seem to happen a lot today, especially. I'm going to do that. I actually know a couple of the owners of the restaurants in town. I could see if I could get a pickle bucket off of them. I'm going to write a note on that one. You're very welcome, Malapale. Thank you so much for being here. You and Ashwini and Heather have been here from the beginning of this channel. In fact, you guys encouraged me to start my own. So thank you so, so much. I love getting to do this and being able to reach and meet as many people as I have with this. It's been awesome. I make it sound like it's ending. It's not. I'm not going anywhere. Apparently, I'm in a little bit of a reminiscent type mental state. Simran, are you here? I'm going to give you a couple seconds because I am going to get fresh hot coffee. Oh, I have to put water in this. Okay. Coffee. Yay, water. I know I had my coffee cup. Here's this. I am just going to reuse this one. It is so pretty out right now, but it's going to be 85 degrees and I do not like summer. This is another random tangent that just occurred to me. I need to stop telling myself that I don't like the other seasons because there's plenty of things in spring and summer that I do like. Yes, the heat and the sun is too much for me, and it tends to be when I have to focus more on finding the happy things. But that doesn't mean I don't like the season. So, need to remember balance and everything. Sorry for the random tangent. I still have my earbuds in. Sometimes I share those random tangents that I have with you guys because I hope that maybe someone else could use the thoughts too. But I've always been like, oh, I'm a winter person and I don't like the summer. Because the sun and I are not friends. It's not my happy place at all. I don't like the sun very much. Spring, like right now, the first couple days, it's like, oh, cool. But then I'm like, okay, I want to go cry. See what's funny, Dark Fairy? I am... okay, Shiritsu, I can do that one. And then I am always cold. Like, I get cold easy. I'm tiny and I get cold easy. But it's easier to build a fire, to put on more clothes, to put on blankets. I live in an area during the summer where we'll be 110 and 115. You don't cool off. I mean, yes, we have air conditioners, but you can't. Like, you can take all your clothes off. You're still going to be hot. I don't like it. Okay, I will get back to readings. Go outside and just turn to the sun and warm up. Hey, sunflowering, I know plenty of people that like that. And I can do that once or twice in a year. And then after that, it doesn't. But the sun also, it exhausts me. If I do that, like if I go out in the sun and I do that, I don't get energy. It drains. It like zaps it from me. I will want to go take a nap and need to sleep for like a day. But I've always been a night person. When I was a baby, they told my mom, oh, her schedule will change. She's just got her times backwards. It's really common for newborns, which it is. It is a common thing. Mine never came back. Mine never came back. Now I can go outside at night, look at the sun, be out there, and that's my happy and my awesome. That's when I get energy is nighttime. Even like I got up at 5 something this morning because I had to. I've been up. And I will go and I will be tired and exhausted through the day and be like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to bed. As soon as the sun starts setting and it's nighttime, that's when I just instantly get energy. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I'll have to force myself to go to sleep because I got to get up early. My last life in a different time zone. That's a good one. I like that one. And then on the science side of it, on the study of, I want to say anthropology, but my wording might be wrong. I think it is anthropology. Anyhow, they have realized that we actually do, because everybody's always like, oh, you need to set your clock and your REM sleep and this is when you need this amount of sun and this amount of this. But the more they've studied, they've realized that society-wise, like in every grouping, there were people that had to be up during the night. Like you had to have people up during the night because there were dangers at night. So there were people that were night watchers. And on a certain level, they've said, especially like I am a night person and I have several family members on both sides that are very much night people and have been in a long line. And one of the scientific studies is that it could be genetically kind of passed down that you have a night schedule because you guys may have been a family that was like part of the night watch, part of the people that were doing things at night, keeping the rest of people safe. 6 hours a day when I'm lucky. I've naturally been extremely energetic. I used to be that way, and then I like sleep. I get my best sleep during the day, and I always have. And I don't know when it got cut off. It did, though. I'm sorry. I'm back. So, I am going to go back to the readings. Mercury retrograde is reminding me that I am talking and not doing what I was coming here to do, I guess. Will I find love? Okay. Like when I was with my kids' 3 dads, I had a gorgeous garden, a bunch of pots that would reseed themselves every year. And his mother, oh, that would, I had a garden. Well, my my vegetable garden, I couldn't take with me because it was actually in the ground and everything that I did. But I had all sorts of pots and planters, and I had this really cool wood stove that it had originally been a wood stove that it had started to rust where you would do the cooking part. And so I had gotten that cut out and I had used it as a giant planter, and I had all of these things. Then I had a horrible breakup and a horrible several other moves trying to get to a safe location. And then I was at where I thought was a safe location with my dad, and then anyways, lots of personal things that happened, but I ended up having to leave them because I couldn't take them with me on one of not my last move, but my second to last move. Most recent, not last. This probably isn't permanent, but it's a great spot for now. I like it. But on my second to most recent move, and I had to leave all of them. I didn't have any of my flowers, and so last year I bought some on my own, and then I had some given to me, and I'm slowly accumulating more of them. But I am very sorry that his mother destroyed them. That is very depressing. Okay. Yes, you can ask a different question. Figuring out time frame right now, Shruchi, is really, really hard for me because, well, in general, it's hard in my experience because there's so many factors that play into life decisions and choices and things. And then right now, our energies are very chaotic anyways, and my spirit team kind of likes to laugh at me when I ask for a time frame. They're like, you don't even know what time is. It's not the same for all of us. Yes, you definitely can. When will I find the love of your life? What are Johnny's true intentions, feelings for me? My ex. Sometimes he acts like he likes me and gets jealous when I talk to guys. All right, let's see what that is. We can definitely dig into that. Actually, I want to use this one. You think he's drained? Ooh. Well, on the aspect of draining your energy, my best advice on that, if he is when he comes to, if you're done, he's your ex and you've said he's your ex, if you are able to, on your own accord, sit with yourself and make sure you're okay with moving forward, which I'm going to assume you are, which even if you guys end up coming back together, which I'm not saying you will, but even if that does happen right now, if you guys are not together and he has someone else, you want to make sure you're not willingly giving him your energy. So I would recommend sitting with yourself and taking some deep breaths, checking in on why he comes to your mind as much as he does, if it's you or if it's coming from the fact that he might be thinking of you or something. And then come up with something that works for you that you can think about when he comes to your mind that doesn't have to do with him. These are ideas. You don't have to take what I say. You don't have to listen to anything I say. These are all just advice that I have or thoughts. But something you can do, like one of the things that I have done in that situation where I feel like someone is pulling on my energy, but I don't want to give them my energy. When they come to mind, I choose to think about flowers, or I'll choose. One time I chose popcorn, which is really weird because I don't actually like popcorn, but it was a conscience. It was so I would pay attention, like they would come to mind out of the blue, and I'd be like, nah, you know what? Popcorn would be good right about now. I would really like some popcorn. And then from popcorn, I would just change my thought process to other things. And when I was able to get them out of my head that easily by just redirecting my thoughts to something that like silly, it let me know that it was them. Yes, it was them trying to get my kind of attention and them doing that. And it also redirected and pulled my energy back to me. And they got out of my energy by doing that because I redirected my focus elsewhere. Instead of them coming to mind and me focusing on them, I started focusing on other things. You're very welcome, Hannah. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Good luck, and just pick a language and go with it. Don't stress it so much. So that's something that I've done in mine, but I will look right now into what his true intentions for you are. But that's something, and I like made the decision, like, and I realized that this person was kind of like, and I was like, it doesn't even make sense. And I was like, you know what? Every time I start to think in that direction, I'm just going to think about popcorn. And it really helped. And I don't even have to do that anymore. He kind of stopped popping up for me. So, that can help. And it also, again, because you don't think on it, they can't just steal your energy. We have control of our energy. It's just, they get it by, like, when you start thinking on them, that sends them some of the energy. And so if you can redirect instead of thinking on them and putting your energy in that direction by thinking about them, you direct your focus elsewhere, it takes that energy back and they can't get it. And when you can do it that easily, it's just like popcorn and it directs you completely in a different thought process. It helps you know that it was them trying to get it, that they were thinking, it wasn't you starting it, it was them. In my experience, it has helped that way. But let's see what his intentions are with you. Okay. Shushu would like to know what her ex's true intentions are with her. What are his true intentions? What are his intentions in regards to her? Magician. Yeah. I think he's just kind of Four of Wands. Ooh, okay. He does like your energy. He likes you. I don't... 10 of Wands. I still say don't just willingly give his energy, especially give him your energy, especially if he's with somebody else. If he wants you, he needs to come forward. But this doesn't look like he has ill intentions, but it also doesn't necessarily look like he knows how to do things right. I think he would like you back. He's kind of learned, he kind of has regret. You got Magician, 4 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 2 of Wands, Emperor, Ace of Cups, 8 of Swords was at the bottom. Now, I stand by what I said with not just willingly giving him your energy, and especially like you said, he's got another girlfriend, so we don't do, you don't just sit waiting. Continue living your life, continue going forward. If new options come in that you like and are interested in, take them. I do think he would like to see a happy future. He'd like to put work in. But I don't know. He feels trapped. The bottom of the Wands is this feeling trapped. But the trapped is his own choice. He's choosing to be trapped. And because I love in this one, the gate's open. She could just walk right out. Granted, she's blindfolded, but she's put that blindfold on herself. It's wrapped this way. She could just walk right out if she wanted to. But she's stuck in her head, so she feels like she's imprisoned, but it's all her own choice. She just has to take the actions to get out of it. Magician is a start, a fresh start with knowledge and knowing and going forward and wanting. Four of Wands is a family and a life, but it's also, it's not the end of a cycle. It's a happy home, happy life kind of card, but it's also a matter of knowing you have to put work in and putting work in and just kind of enjoying that middle moment with that person. The middle, almost honeymoon type moment is where he'd like to see that kind of happiness thing. 10 of Wands talks about exhaustion and overworked, but it doesn't mean it in necessarily a bad thing. Everyone looks at it and goes, oh, you're overstressed. When it was traditionally written, when the card was written, it was, when tarot came out, it was in a time period where, like, if you wanted to eat not just tonight, but also have food for all of winter, you had to bust your butt and break the soil up, plant the food, and reap the harvest. And yes, it was hard work and complete and total exhausting. But the 10 of Wands is all of that hard work and exhaustion is over, and you're carrying in your winter harvest. You're carrying in all of the summer's harvest and all of the food for the winter. You've done it, and you are going to enjoy and reap and have these things. So it is actually, it was meant to be a very, very good and very positive card, because there is a satisfaction in having done all of that work and in being able to eat all winter long, which we get, but there's that. And so it's actually a really good card. And then 2 of Wands, having a direction you want to go in, seeing things you want, but not quite yet putting it into action. You haven't taken. She's staring at the world, because the world is literally in this card, it is in her fingertips. She can have it, but she's not going there yet. She isn't ready to make that commitment, to make that decision. She's still just kind of thinking on it. Emperor, realizing he needs to be his best self, the best person, the creator. This is about putting in the hard work into creating your life and putting in those things. The Empress is the emotional and the thought processes of it. The Emperor is very much about the physical hard work and also the thought. All of them are in balance in both cards, but it emphasizes more the masculine traits of the hard physical and the other parts to creating life. And the Empress is the emotional and the passion on that, the more passion, whereas the Emperor is more the fire part of the wand. Why am I... Okay, I'm going down a rabbit hole of explanations today. And so he knows that he'll have to be that before he can even offer anything. He'll have to step up and be a best self before he can offer anything in which he wants. And he also feels trapped. So his intentions are not malicious, but I don't think he has any intentions of taking action. So whether, even though he doesn't mean them maliciously, they are still on the malicious side because he's not coming in yet. Yes, I will see what you should do. I will definitely get messages on what you should do. My advice is not to worry so much about what he's doing, because until he does come in, if he does come in, it's not worth your time or energy in that direction. I will see what you should do, definitely. It doesn't, I didn't see cards of him coming in. Let's put it that way. I saw cards of like, yes, in his head, he would love all of that, but I didn't see him moving from where he was at. But let's see what you should do. Angels, guardians, guides. What should Shirutsu be doing? What should she be doing? I'm really sorry. I know I'm mispronouncing that. What should she be doing right now? Where should her focus and energy be right now? Where should her focus and energy be right now? Chariot, going forward, moving towards your happiness. I know that that doesn't seem, it seems very vague. Okay. You need to move towards your happiness and move towards the positives you've got. Now, this is going to come out where I sound mean, and I'm just giving you what the cards are saying, what the messages I'm getting are, and yes. 5 of Cups. You need to stop looking at what you've lost and start looking at what you have. There's these 3 cups this way. Over here, the 3 cups are down. She's looking at the spilt mess. She's looking at all that's gone wrong. She still has 2 perfectly good cups right here that are being given to her. She's like, there's these 2 perfectly good cups that are good and have a lot to offer, but she's focused on what is gone. She's focused on all that's gone wrong. 5 of Pentacles, you're feeling very left out, very in the cold, abandoned, forgotten, down in the pits, and not doing well. That's how you're kind of feeling. But the thing is that the 5 of Pentacles also says things aren't always as bad as they seem, and things will get better. You're on the way to getting better. You're in a down, but they will get better. And you've got to, again, look at the cups that are being offered. Look at the positives that you have. Find the thing to be grateful for. In this case, the mother's lost all this stuff, but she still has her baby, and they have each other's back. And in focusing on the fact that she still has her baby, she still has this, and she's got some protection from the cold. She's got some stuff. By focusing on that, she can move forward. It helps her to find the mental path to be able to get through the hard times, to move forward. Because we all have ups and downs. We will always have hard times, and we will always have better times. And how we handle them is what helps us get through them. 6 of Pentacles. A gift, an offering, and also receiving the rewards for the work that you've put in. And so it can be simply receiving a gift. It can also be receiving more compensation for something than you had expected to. It would be, and this is an example that I'm going to give, just like an offhanded 6 of Pentacles example. I had a reading that I had a person at one point pay me for a reading, and I actually didn't look to see how much I had gotten paid until after the reading, and they had paid me extra, more than I had asked for them. They had donated more than what my asking price had been for that, because to them it was worth that, and they obviously felt that they could do that, and so they gave me more compensation. And that is still a 6 of Pentacles. Yes, I had to put work into it, but they also gave me more than I had expected. And that can be a 6 of Pentacles. It's not just always a gift. Sometimes it is a gift unexpected that you haven't done anything for. But more often than not, it is simply receiving more than you had expected to. Yes. And so, you're going to be, and so that's kind of what you need to be like, focusing on the other things that you have going on in your life. Yes, there's some things that are not going great, but focus on the things that you have been going on, that have been going right in your life. put your energies in those directions, and you'll start moving fairly quickly to your happiness. And when you start doing that, you'll start noticing the other things, the other areas will start to get better on their own as well, because you'll have given yourself some positive energy and will be bringing in some more positivity towards us. And it'll help you. Your mind frame and all of that will help. So that's what I am getting. Two of Wands showed up again, and Three of Cups is here also. Three of Cups is about celebrations and enjoying company and friends and family, the family you make, the friends, and celebrating, even if it's just celebrating with yourself. Usually it does talk about camaraderie, having other people to celebrate with. And by celebrations, I don't just mean the big events that we always think of as having celebrations for. I mean, have lunch with somebody just because you guys made it to lunchtime on a random Tuesday. Have some celebrations simply to celebrate the fact that you are alive and you have made it to this point in time, and that is worth celebrating. Do a little bit more of that, and you'll start seeing a little bit more of these other happiness things coming in for you. You are very, very welcome. And if I sound like I'm lecturing, I'm sorry. And know that you're not the only one that's been getting this message. This message has come for a lot of us lately. A lot of us need to remember it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. You're right, Dark Fairy. The Five of Cups is the spilt milk card. And there's no point in being crying over spilt milk. Although, if you actually had to milk the cow to get the spilt milk, you do sort of feel like crying for a few minutes. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Right? And if it's breast milk, you definitely, that's even more, you feel like crying. Ugh. Yep. Actually, for me, I ended up throwing away so much because I don't have any local places that you can donate. None of the local hospitals take donations. But I made enough for an army of children when I was breastfeeding. It was crazy. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming and being here. I greatly appreciate all of you. And all of those that have listened to me go on random tangents, I am so sorry. My brain is all over today. And I just keep getting I'm sure that they're actually messages and thoughts of advice for myself, but I try to share them in case they could help others. Especially when they come in when I'm on a live, then I feel like, well, maybe it is supposed to be for someone in there and I need to tell them. I need to pass it on. That's why I'm getting it. All right. Okay, I think we're on you now, Dark. Yay! Dark Fairy Tarot. I love it. I feel like hopefully I can take this positive energy with me when I'm done with this live into getting some things done around my house. About me moving. Moonology. All right, we can do Moonology. Let's see what's happening about you moving. I'm gonna ask that specifically first with a tarot deck, and then we'll go on to the Moonology as well. But let's see what. I think we're gonna start with this one for the what's happening with the moving. What is happening with the moving? What's happening with her moving? What's happening with her moving? Okay, thank you for cooperating now. What's happening? Interesting. Very protective. Another Five of Pentacles. Man, we all keep getting Five of Pentacles. Jesus. No, no, no. I'm not taking 100. That's like half the deck. Not happening. That had to be me. And if it wasn't just me, you guys can send them out one at a time. We'll be here forever. No. Happening with moving. Huh. Okay. I don't like the first part of this message very much, but we can work with this. Obviously, I'm going to give you the whole message. Talking to myself, I'm sorry. Talking to spirit guides. Obviously, I'm giving the whole, but I like having a little bit more context when that's what you want me to say. Nothing like sounding crazy on front of the world. Okay, first thing out was Mother of Wands, which is Queen of Wands. And then Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Magician, Strength, Temperance. With the very first set out being Queen of Wands, which is being very protective, being very in this deck, especially if you look at the imagery, the very first thing I think of is protecting that which you love and care about the most. In this case, it's the snakes, it's the eggs. Usually for people, it's their children. And the wand is your wand, obviously, and it's in the middle of protecting, and it's being in this guarded and very, very protective state and being almost kind of stuck in that state. And then we got Five of Pentacles, which is, again, the left out and cold. You've been here the whole time, so you know what Five of Pentacles... Well, and you do tarot too, so you know what Five of Pentacles is. It's feeling down and feeling out, feeling left out, and being very concerned and worried about that. With just these two, the first thing that I was getting was you need to take a few deep breaths and release the tension in your shoulders a little bit. And okay, don't shoot the messenger. Take a few deep breaths, release your tension, and ask yourself if there is any possibility that you might being overly protective of yourself and your own and your loved ones and everything. Just if there's any possibility, like if there was any offers that you might have gotten that you shot down that may have actually been a possibility, or if there's anything along the lines that might not be quite as bad, if there's the possibility that maybe there might be some overprotection going on. Again, don't shoot the messenger. That's why I didn't say anything till I got more cards out, because I don't like that message either, because I am a very, very protective person also. And so, but I'm going to get into this further message, and I understand a little bit more why that's what it was. And I'm not saying don't protect yourself or your children, obviously. I'm just saying if you have a moment that you can take to take some deep breath, relax yourself a little bit, and be very serious and very honest with yourself if there's any chance that there have been sleight of hands that weren't actually, that you saw, that you took to be sleight of hands that maybe weren't. Maybe there was situations that you were questioning, or you jumped to the assumption of it is this way, it is that way, and you didn't necessarily hear the whole thing out, or you didn't give it a chance. And so you might have been being a little overprotective in that situation or in a possibility or something. I understand that very much. And Yeah, and that's what I said. I don't know if it's about that or if it's about where you currently are, that aspect of the overprotective. That's just kind of what the message that I'm getting. When I said offer coming in, that was that the offer that came in, that was that way. Or if maybe it's something else. But the next set of cards that I went for before I was willing to even talk about these, because I didn't like the overprotective message, because I do know we can be overprotective, but I have a hard time saying that we could be overprotective because I have a hard time with that myself. Protecting myself and protecting my kids even more than myself is always a number priority, and so I have a hard time when that's what it is. I need to know more. There's a Nine of Swords. There's definitely in your head, definitely stressed, and everything you've gone through, everything. There's a lot going on in your head, which makes it easy to become protected and makes it easy to see things in a different way sometimes. And it makes it easy for us to read signals when we are already really stressed and we've had all of these things that have happened and they're still living in we're still dealing with, especially if they're fresh injuries. We start to see things and go in a situation that, and being that stressed out makes this be our natural state. It makes it hard to not be that protective and to not take when you're already stressed and you're already overwhelmed and exhausted because of the stress and you're all in your head about everything and this is how everything looks. It's hard not to take every little thing personally and not see every little thing as a slight, even if it was an accident or it wasn't actually intended to be the way we took it. We take it that way because that's where we are. And so if you could take, again, a few deep breaths, let yourself relax just a little bit, it will also help new offers come in and new things come in and you be able to receive. Because when you're this stressed out and this worked up and you're in that state of complete just always on edge, it's hard to see options and availabilities and it's hard to go looking for options and looking for things because you're already exhausted from how stressed out you are. And again, I went in 2 years, moved 6 times with a lot of chaos behind every single one of them. I fully understand what this state is. I'm not trying to say like, oh, just stop being stressed out as though it's easy. I realize it is not. But because I can say that I did that and I've been through that, I also know that if you can't find a way to balance, like once you can balance yourself, it makes it a little bit easier to be able to look for and find the places to go and find things to do and to find other options and to find ways to get to other things. And not everything is all in your head. There are very much real things in the world, but the way we look at them and the way we handle them is the part that we control. And this is causing a lot of issues. 7 of Pentacles, you're on your way. You're already trying to work on it. You do need to keep working. 7 of Pentacles, you've heard me say several times, it's working on the ground. It's working on the roots of the plant. You need your foundation. You need your roots to be big. You need those things. And it doesn't mean permanent place always. It just means that your inside work has to be, and the behind the scenes things have to take place before we can see them, before they can come in. And you are working on that. And that is coming in. It just needs to be worked. It needs time. 7 of Pentacles is it is a very important card because you do have to put your work in. Just like what we were talking about earlier, you've put your seeds down and you've watered them and you keep watering them and you keep them in the sunlight, and sometimes you have to move them a little bit. But You keep them in the sunlight as best you can, and you get them water, and you do make sure they're fertilized correctly and everything, but the main work is going behind the scenes. Hang on, Dirk. I will be right back. My oldest is calling me, and he's like calling. So I will be right back. I need to see. Actually, I will text. I'm going to finish your reading, and I will call him back. He is back. I am back. Sorry. Okay. I will call him in a second. He's 19. He can wait just a couple seconds, and I will call him because I'm going to get this message out for you. So it's coming. There's behind the scenes both spirits working on, and you're doing some stuff, and that groundwork is very important. Let the seeds be. Magician, you are, as you already know, on a path of positive and a path in a new direction. You're starting some new things. The thing is you're not actually starting from ground zero, hun. You are starting from a position of knowing and already having everything you need. You know what you can and can't do. You know what you're going to need to do. You know how to do the things that need to do. And you are better prepared than the fool. When you come across obstacles, the ones that are on your path right now, you will be able to meet. And you will meet them with like, oh, hey, this is how I do this. And this is how I do that. So you are a bit more prepared. You are ready. And you will be going great. Strength. Hold your boundaries. Do so with some compassion. Have some kindness. Remember your inner strength. And he's holding the rose gently. It's not cutting him. He's not getting hurt by the thorns because he's holding it gently in his mouth. And he's being there. So it's that aspect of strength. It's the compassion and the kindness and the and the balance of it within yourself. And I feel you're kind of out of balance, and once you can get yourself a little bit there, and I know that's hard, it will help. Temperance, which is about being in balance with all of those things, the spirit, your spirit side and your human side and your anger and your passions and your all of it into balance within yourself. And once you can get yourself in balance, the other things are going to start to fall into place a little bit easier. The thing that you've got to do is find a way to relax in this moment within yourself. Know your own strength. Trust yourself. You are strong. You can handle and trust yourself. And being this stressed out and this worried, which it's this, what I'm about to say is going to sound ridiculous, and I'm sorry, but you need to trust that you can handle it, and you need to trust that your spirit team has your back. Trust yourself and trust your spirit team. Take a deep breath and let yourself relax, because when being as stressed out as you are, is you questioning yourself also and questioning your spirit team and not trusting yourself or the universe. Let go of what you can't control to the best of your ability. I know that's hard, but if you don't have the control of that situation, remind yourself that, okay, I can't control that situation, so that's my spirit team's job to control it. I'm going to trust that they're going to handle that for me. And what you can, trust that. Yes, stress can do that to you for sure. But you need to work on trying to get back into that balance and get back into trusting yourself and your spirit team in the universe to help you. And the overstressing of the things that you don't control is not allowing for that. It's not trusting it. And when you're not trusting it, that causes more stress and more problems for you. And it makes it harder for things to happen. It makes it harder for things to come in. It makes it harder for you to do things also. And I realize it's really easy for me to sit here and say, you need to trust yourself and you need to trust the universe more. That saying it is a lot easier than doing it. Been there 1,000 times over. But that is what I am kind of getting. If you can give yourself a few minutes, take some deep breaths, and remember to release what you can't control. Remember to go like, hey, you know what? I don't control where a place is right now. I haven't found one. I control looking for one. I control these things, but I can't get to there right now. Like, I can't do that. So that part's out of my control. So I'm going to trust the universe will bring me one when it can. And this situation that I'm in is not my favorite. I don't like it. It isn't good, but I trust that I can get through it because I have been through the same or worse more than once. I have made it all the way to here, so I trust that I can handle whatever I come across, and I can do this. And let yourself have a little bit of breathing room and a little bit of relaxing, and let yourself have a little bit more trust if you can. And again, with the I feel like crying, I'm sorry if I am making you want to cry. That wasn't my intention. If I were you, I'd probably want to yell at me for what I'm saying, because no one wants to hear you just need to trust yourself and the universe a bit more. Those aren't necessarily, I mean, they're messages we need, but it doesn't feel like answers when we're hearing them. So that's kind of what I'm getting. And I do think, like, things are working and you are in a much better position than you really think you are. And you've got everything you need to go forward. Something is going to come in soon. It's just that right now, what you're hurting yourself is what I keep getting. And it's not intentional by any means. And I'm not trying to say it like, I promise it's not judgy. It's just that you really need to relax so you can handle these things better for you. You have until the end of the school year to find a place, and it's looking like either moving into my tent and a campsite or homeless shelter. I got you. I understand. I will keep digging and looking and asking. I am going to... I will dig further on how we can go about that as well. I understand the stress. I really, really do. I was 2 years ago in actually less than that. Then I had a month of you have to be, this is what you've got, figure it out. And last minute, I figured something out. A parking spot opened up for me, and a trailer. I found a trailer. I threw out that I was looking for a place to some people in my area and just asked if they had heard of anything. And they said, well, let me look around, and then called me back and said, you know what? We have this spot that has full trailer hookups. If you can get a hold of a trailer, we can rent you the spot. We can pay just like X amount a month for parking there a month. This spot, the only thing is you'll have to get a trailer. And they're like, we don't know. And there was a trailer. I found a trailer. I was driving, and there was a trailer on the side of the road. There was two. I found two, and I was able to get one. One of them I couldn't get. The other one I was able to get, and I got it. And then as soon as I got it moved over here, it had the whole plumbing mice had chewed through, so I had to replumb it, and then it had some electrical issues that I had to deal with, and then I've had to put work into it and stuff, but it just kind of started to come together. But it wasn't until, like, I was given X amount of time, and I ended up bartering while I was getting it fixed, the trailer fixed up for the time management to move into. It was at the very end of the line. I'm sorry as it fell apart, but it was and I've been making it work, and it's ours, and I love that. But it was I know very much where you feel, where you are, and I am sending energy, and I will see what I can dig in farther and see if I can get any more good news. But in the meantime, do the best you can to try to trust and release, which again, I fully understand how hard that is. But I think the reason that message is what's coming out is because you're kind of hurting yourself. And in hurting yourself with that, it makes it I hate being like, it makes it so much harder to do everything, because that's kind of a given, but you're hurting yourself, and the universe doesn't like it when we do that. And so they're trying to tell you it's coming in. It really is. There's stuff going on behind the scenes at the root of the thing, and you can handle this. Things are coming in, but you need to relax and stop hurting yourself. They realize it's not intentionally hurting yourself, but it is. So if you can, and I am sending you so much hugs and hoping the best for you on that. And I will dig farther, but I need to see why my oldest was calling me. My depression has gotten so much worse. Yes, I fully understand. Yeah, definitely. It does. I've been exactly in that situation. It is not good at all. Sending so much love and positive hugs and energy towards you. And I will take some deep breaths for you as well. I wish that they could actually do more than just knowing that someone else is thinking of you and trying to help you release as much of the stress as you can. Thank you all so much for being here. I need to call my son back because he called me back to back, which usually means something's up. Thank you all so much. Bye. See you guys soon.